and lots of wear on that. 2 new check valves and then a stop for the gauge. So those of you that are new to the channel, what you're looking at is a ram pump. A ram pump is something, a little pump that you can build yourself for less than $200 that pumps water without using any electricity or any gasoline, engines or anything like that. And I've noticed over the last couple of days that it's not pumping as much as it usually has, so something's wrong. One of the valves or something is worn, so I'm going to take this out of here and we'll dig into it, see what it is, see if we can figure out what it is that's causing it. One thing that I did wrong when I built this is this valve, a shutoff valve, this is the supply line here from the water source, is on the wrong side. So every time I want to take it out and service it, I got water all over my face. So let's take this valve here, move it to the other side of the union. A union is 2 pieces that connect together so you can separate it, and then we can shut it off and then take the union loose and work on it without getting all wet. Now with the valve installed on the other side of the union, we have a much better system here. Okay, should have done that in the first time. So here's the pump in its entirety, and I don't know what's going on. Since there's only 2 moving parts on it, there's 2 swing check valves here and here. Let's pull those apart and see if maybe those have become damaged. And I've got some replacements, so we'll break it down and see if we can go see what's going on. There may be pine cone or who knows, something stuck in there. I've seen that before too. So let's tear into it and see what we can come up with. So, as I said earlier, there's only 2 moving parts. And the moving parts are what they call a swing check valve. And you can see right here. The only thing, all that is just a valve that allows water to go one way, opens and closes. Here I have the old one, and here I have a brand new one. And I can see, I think the potential problem right here is that this ram pump's been running continuous now, I'd say almost a year. And if you see this here, this flapper needs to seat up against this. Now, there's so much wear in this, it's become so loose from use, you can see that even if this is pushed to the extreme side, let me get my flashlight, you can see that you can see light through it. That should be sealed. I don't know if that is contributing to the decline. I kind of doubt it, because it happened so quickly and this took a long time for this to wear, but I'm sure it contributes. But you can see here, you know, look right in there, see that pin? That pin, of course, is going to wear back and forth, and it looks like it maybe even has excuse me, slipped out of its seat. So I've wondered how long we could expect a ram pump to run without like this without receiving some maintenance, and I'm guessing about a year. Obviously these are really wore. If we look at the new one here, you can see that it's very tight. There's very little movement back and forth. Where the old one here, you can see all that movement. So I'm going to switch these out or replace them. It looks like that pin can be replaced here, so we'll also pull this out, take a look at it, see if there's any way to rebuild these things. Maybe by pushing a little bit larger pin in. One more improvement I'm going to do before I install the ram pump that I didn't do initially was on the pressure gauge. You can see right here. It's nice to have the pressure gauge, kind of see what's going on, but the problem I had is that I didn't put a shutoff valve. With the hammering of this ram pump constantly, eventually it's going to really be hard on this gauge, even though it's a good quality liquid or oil filled gauge. So what I'm going to do here is, using some small adapters, is just put in line a small shutoff valve. So I can look at the gauge, and when I'm done with it, I can shut this off and then put this gauge so it's not working all the time and just getting pounded. So one thing I will share with you that is new to the shop is my grandfather was a mechanic his entire life, and he has saved, being from a man who lived through the Depression, he has saved everything. And he always kept all of his, this right here, for example, is just one of the drawers from the cabinet that he just gave me for my birthday, of all types of just little brass fittings, and everything's really nicely organized. And just by having this is so useful to me, because it just saves a trip to the hardware store, and I can usually go through here and find something that makes it work. So I'll take you over and show you the cabinet real quick and some of the cool stuff that I found inside. So here's Granddad's old parts bin cabinet. I remember when I went to pick this up for my birthday a few weeks ago, I'd forgotten how small it was. I thought, you know, it's probably 4 feet tall or so, but I just remember being a little kid digging through here, and it seemed so big to me. It was funny, but it's just so nice. I've got just a lifetime's worth of just a collection of washers, for example, here, and wood screws and fasteners. And here we've got cotter pins. It just goes on and on. A whole drawer full of little springs. You know what? How on a homestead, something like this, here's some small machine bolts and larger bolts. What a treasure that is. If you have someone in your family who has collected these things, or has fasteners or nuts and bolts, a lot of people might think that they don't have any value and just throw them away. These things are worth their weight in gold if you're a homesteader or a farmer. And if you come across some bolt boxes or things at garage sales, boy, snatch them up, because they will really make your life a lot easier. And it makes you, you can come up with some pretty creative options for lots of different things. But thanks, Granddad. Look at this little solid brass stop. How old do you think that is? Wouldn't surprise me if that came over from Oklahoma with him before the war. So there it is, the newly rebuilt and improved ram pump. 2 new check valves, and then a stop for the gauge, which I should have done. Let's break one of these open, these little guys, and see if these can't be rebuilt. Yeah, I would say yes. If you can see right here, look inside there, you can see that there's right there is a little tab that this rides on. And this thing, as it's working back and forth, click, click, when you hear the click in the ram pump, is wearing on here. And I can see on these bushings that they are, if you look real close there, they're completely stepped down where this flapper valve has been running on that. So this here, this holes you can see are all worn and ovaled, and there's a lot of play in this thing. I'm not going to do this, but I could do this in a pinch if I needed to this is brass, to braze that in there, re-drill that with the drill press, get an oversized brass pin, or find something. Might even be, yeah, might be able to reuse it. I mean, you could make it work. You could make it work, that's for sure. But much better system here with this valve on the other side of the union. Used to, when I did this, I used to have water spraying all over my face, and lesson learned. There is a sequence that you need to follow when you're starting your ram pump. We got this valve shut off, and we got this valve here shut off. Since I unhooked it, moved the valve, this water's drained, but the ram pump needs back pressure. It needs that pressure coming down the hill to make it work. Right here. So we'll close this valve until we can slowly pump enough water to get back pressure for it to work properly. And we'll use the gauge to show us what that will be. So we'll go ahead and turn on the main valve. This is coming from the water supply. Alright, so what I do is, you see the check valve is closed there. Just go ahead and push it down. And there's going to be some air in it. You got to get the air out of it. And I'll do this for a few seconds. I could just tell by the sound of it, just the tolerance of this valve is so much tighter. and that I think that it was just degrading over time. The more and more wear got on that valve. We can see here, hopefully you can see, our pressure will start building here. And once we're up to about 20 psi, we can slowly start opening that valve, and then when it drops down to 10, closing it, and just keep fussing with it until it will hold about a good 10-15 psi. Then we can turn it loose, and it will, that's it. There's nothing else that needs to be done. It sounds much better. I can just tell by the sound of it that it's working more efficiently.